So when data center stocks are heating up and Powell and the Federal Reserve anticipates putting trillions of dollars into the economy, we have to pay attention. This is the trade we're entering this morning. We are on APLD. We ended up using this prophecy AI projection this morning that really helped us out in the short term. We had some projections into the next hour, pulling down to $30 a share and then potentially surging over the course of the day above 31. So this morning, when we were in our daily live trading session in Stockmate, we traded APLD, and now we're currently in it right now. Now, when we first entered the trade, it was this morning. Some of you guys follow me on Instagram, some of you guys don't. If you haven't already, go take a look there. You know, we always drop a lot of our trades after they've happened. You can see some content, different things that we've gone through. But we just posted a story a little bit ago. If you haven't seen it, this is what we did. We talked about how you can buy the top, and it's okay if you buy the top. And also the Stockmate mug. You got to have the plan. The risk to the reward has got to be clear, much greater reward than risk. And essentially today, we did that with APLD. So we jumped in here. Even though it's at a top here, we are potentially going to profit on the breakout. So a lot of people say, you have to buy at the support, you have to buy at the resistance. Don't purchase a stock if it's already gone up. But that's not really the case in the most profitable investments. They're not based on that. They're based on the margin for profit, and they're based on all of the other probabilities as well. And so while this company's been building data center contracts, $16 billion in deals, even though they did have Nvidia sell their shares, they've got $16 billion in pipeline, and they've recently pulled down from 40 something dollars a share to now down to 30 bucks a share, or 27. We saw them selling down, and we patiently waited. From the beginning of February, they were making lower lows. You could see lower lows, lower highs, downtrending, trying to find support, but continuing to sell down, which we pointed out yesterday. And then we saw them start to push up here, and this is what we were saying. Hey, if they break out here, we might see, if they don't just continue to sell back down to 25, but they break above this $27 range, then we're looking at a potential breakout. And that's exactly what we got here. They did push up above that previous support level, which means they're not just going to continue to get rejected by the previous support, which is what happens in a bear trend. So in a bear trend, you could see for APLD or any stock, if you're watching here, you have the support level that then acts as a resistance. You see that? You have the support level here, support, that then acts, as a resistance, support, resistance, support here, support, resistance, and it stair steps down. Every previous support starts to act as a resistance. And that's what we were seeing here. We get down into this $27 range. We start to approach this previous support level. They're still at a resistance or a previous support. They have to break up above, currently around 31, but if they really make their way above 31, the next target is now 34, which then we're getting into a 15 to 20% gain. And so pretty small investment, 360 shares. We hold the company long term, and so we're already trading, we're trading this potential breakout, but the overall uptrend over the last year, you can see from $3 a share, it's been very much an uptrend. We're just looking to time a breakout from this lower or smaller downtrend within the greater overall uptrend. And then when we get into this trade at market open, it's key, because at market open, we could have, we were answering questions, we were using Prophecy AI. We might have been fiddling around a little bit more than we should have, because normally we're entering very quickly. We actually could have made already about $700 to $1,000 profit if we would have entered, 10 minutes earlier. What's funny though is when it got up here, you could say, oh, you missed the move, but that's not important. You got the data center deals. They're signed with CoreWeave, which is also, CoreWeave is doing well today, up 6%. The AI market needs these data centers that are being built, and their financials. If you were to look at the financials from APLD, they've increased their equity to $2 billion. Their income statements are growing year over year, and you can see that they've grown pretty significantly, up to 126 million in the last quarter. So they're seeing those data center deals that are a lot of revenue show up into the actual earnings reports. That paired with the AI analysis we got this morning, we were looking at Grok. It was pretty bullish, but it got even more interesting when we were looking at the future chart, the view here of all the models. We saw a lot of volatility. There was, it's pretty mixed over the next day, even a little bit bearish, but there was some bullishness starting to heat up into the next week and then into the next month. You could just see Claude still a little negative, but if you look at averages, 2.8 to 3%. Grok is at 3%. ChatGPT is at 4%. Gemini was looking at 8.5% over the next month, and some of these targets are very bullish. And so you can see, Gemini projecting well into the next month. While the near term is volatile, we do see some downtrends for sure into the next few days. It's volatile, so we'll see if it holds above this level. It may not, but we're anticipating that it does hold above $30 a share. But if it does not, even so, the longer term timeframes, when you get up into the year, it's pretty astonishing to see projections on ChatGPT Pro, Claude Max, Grok Super, Grok Heavy, or Gemini Ultra. Some of these projections are 50+ percentage points that they're anticipating this company to grow over the next year. Those, I've seen a lot of things recently. For example, Jason grow from $60,000 to $390,000. I just got another message in one of our testimonials that was Robert that said he grew from $210,000 to $700,000. We've got over 30+ millionaires. I've seen all these testimonials. It's getting really cool inside of Stockmate, and Stockmate is our community. And I can tell you that the insights that I've seen from members and how big these moves, when we do catch them in the data center market, if we catch them, right, it requires risk management. You don't just buy blindly. You need a system. You need a repeatable system. But if you catch these moves, they can be game changing for the portfolio. That's what's really allowed us to have multiple over 100 percentage point trades, is just being patient, looking for the breakouts. And then there's some other good markets we're watching: AI markets, space tech markets, quantum markets. So if you want to stay up to date, definitely subscribe. If you got value out of this, you want to tune on into our live sessions. We trade there live every day at Market Open. It's the second link below. You can see my entries and my exits right at Market Open Monday through Friday. Get the community there. And if you got any questions, send me a message as well. Learn technical fundamental analysis. If you want to get Prophecy AI, have a look as well in the first link below. So that's where you can get your hands on this tool and start to get some good projections that can help you make better decisions. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Do consider subscribing. Let me know your thoughts down below on APLD. A lot of call to actions. But hey, see you in the next one. Take care.